I'm your host of the week. I'm Tamara.
And I'm Misty.
And I'm Mercedes.
Period. And we're back for another week of the Milk Ticket Podcast, where we are real women.
Real raw.
Real talk.
I love how Misty, were you raised off love or were you raised off survival? And then when did you first realize it?
I was raised off of survival. And I realized that actually very young, very early on. And my biggest thing on this is that me being raised in survival mode, all we had was love. So when you come from really, 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 really humble beginnings, all you have is love. All I knew was sharing with my siblings. All I knew was giving. All I knew was to sacrifice and make sure they were okay, and we did that for each other. So it bothers me when people speak on the love versus survival thing, because I feel like people that was raised on survival, they love the deepest.
They got the ultimate
Oh
love.
my God. And like to find a man like that was raised on survival too, like they will literally give you the world. They really will. So that's that.
What about you?
I was definitely raised off survival. I think when I noticed it, I was a teenager. I honestly, when you were growing up, I had a very loving childhood, I would say. Like I had what I needed. You know what I'm saying? We were poor, we struggled a lot. However, you don't really realize what you have and what you're going through until you get around other kids for real. And they kind of point out what you don't have, what you lack, and things like that. And so, I realized at a very young age that I was raised, from struggle and survival, having to take care of my grandmother at a really young age while she had breast cancer. I was 10 years old, and I was doing that alone.
Wow.
But like you said, you realize how much love you have, because even though we lacked a lot of material things, monetary things, we had love in our house for sure.
See, I feel like little is turning 10 this year, and I just can't imagine that much responsibility on her.
Right?
Now, I do call her Matilda. When I say baby gon' all the way, she gon'
She resourceful.
Resourceful, okay? Baby know how to take care of herself, but I can't imagine the responsibility of her taking care of other people at such a young, fragile age. Now, me, I feel like it was a combination of the two, depending on the household. If you would have put like my uncle's household, definitely off survival. I feel like, and not even in like a poor or broke way. I feel like mentality and how people show up for you when it pertains to love way, like that was more survival. But then when I got to grandma's house, like to me, that was strictly based off love. Like I feel like every interaction, whether it was said out loud or whether, it was expressed in that way, you felt the love. And it being so many people in one household, like you said, all we had was love. Like we was in that bitch kicking it, had a good time.
A good time.
A good time. And like you said, when you ain't got nothing, survival turns into love. And you go out of your way to make sure that you're intentional about how that shows up. So for me, I think it was a combination of the two.
I do have a question.
What's your question?
Before we move on. I really want to define what we call being raised on survival, right?
Yeah, let's talk through that.
And I want to know what that looks like for everybody, right? Being raised on survival for me is like I said, super, super, super humble beginnings. Like, not enough natural resources. Like, you know what I mean? Things to help you to survive throughout the day. Having to fight everything tooth and nail, like scratching at the door to get every single thing, whether it's food, heat, whatever. Like, to me, that's survival. And I feel like there's a little bit of a negative threshold on that because of what people are willing to do to survive, right? So I just wanted to know what everybody's idea of survival is.
I think that's such an awesome question, because that is very objective,
it
just
is.
Depending on
your
subjective situation. Just depending on your situation. See, because for me, survival wasn't a monetary thing. Like I feel like for the most part, people had what they needed to make ends meet.
Yeah.
For me, survival was a mentality, and like being raised in the hood or being raised on the west side of Chicago, whether you have access, money, none of that shit, it literally was just a mentality. It's how you show up. If you have nurturing abilities, can you show up in a way that takes care of emotional intelligence or, feeds the person's soul? Never that. It literally came down to people literally just surviving day by day. They didn't have time to tap into your emotions. They didn't have time to like nurture you as a human being. It literally was trying to get through this day for myself. And so
and street smarts. Growing up in Chicago in general, like you had that's survival itself.
Yeah.
Walking to school every day. Did y'all have to walk to school?
I did.
Yeah.
We took the bus though.
Or the city bus. Because my
Chicago,
school was usually,
we walked for the most part, but
it's
city
either
bus
a long
definitely
walk or you got to
kicked
get
in.
on the city bus to do some other stuff. But even that, like having to watch your back, knowing street smarts, having to know like, you know what I mean, dangerous situations and stuff like that. So,
no. What about you, Mercedes? What does being raised off survival mean to you?
Really just fending for yourself. I mean, the monetary aspect is there too, because we was poor as hell. I mean, literally went to food shelves and stuff for food. Literally did, I don't know, my grandma struggled for real. We was on Section 8, you know what I'm saying, the works, you know what I'm saying, but really fending for yourself. Like I said, I nurtured my grandma back to health at 10, 11 years old, you know what I'm saying, really just doing what we know for each other, you know what I'm saying, so yeah, that's what it is for me.
Okay. Well, in the spirit of the conversation of being raised off love and survival, do you think your upbringing has shaped the way that you give and receive love today?
Oh yeah.
When it comes down to being raised off love versus survival?
Yes. I'm going to answer that first. It has contributed like tremendously to my love life in positive and negative ways because I love really, really, really hard. And a part of growing up in survival mode is you don't want to let go. So you tend to hang on longer than you should. You tend to love harder than most people do. You just tend to be more sacrificial. You know what I mean? So I think that it's kind of had some negative effects to my own detriment as far as not being able to let go and loving too hard. But I think it's had some really good positive ones because I think that a lot of people that I'm not going to say a lot because it ain't been in my relationship.
I was about to say, what, couple people?
My
infused, trying to make it seem like she done been around the world. Okay.
I think that it has a positive effect on my relationships because people they're not used to being loved like that. And it's teaching them a certain version of love to where they can go off in the world, regardless if we're not together or not, and exude that same level of passion.
I get it. See, for me, I feel like I was raised around some of the strongest, like, and not strong in the, like, bearing all the shit on your back strong, literally just gracefully strong Black women that I was almost, like, the way it affects me is I have a hard time asking for help or seeing men in a way of helpful in that way.
Yeah.
It literally comes down to, I've always seen women figure it out.
Yep.
And almost to a detriment. Like you just see them find solutions. They figure it out. They, it's not no pity party. They're not looking for somebody to come save them. They truly just understand that show up for yourself. And if you need it bad enough and if you want it bad enough, you'll show up for yourself. And so for me, it's been breaking that generational curse of being able to openly ask for help or be okay with the fact that where you don't need a Superman, you definitely need like another human to help balance out life. And for me, that's been very, very, very tricky because it's like, I've never seen it.
Do you get smacked on the hand a lot in your relationships because they like, what are you doing? Sit down. Stop. Don't touch that.
It literally comes down to like hyper independence in a way that you're not trying to emasculate anybody. You're not going out of your way to try to make anybody feel less than in their role. It literally comes down to not wanting to be a burden.
Yes.
When you've been raised in environments where it's not your own parents, it's not your own, like it's a difference. My little knows that I am her mom. Anything she needs, literally, she knows her mom has it. When you are raised in ways where you're almost felt like an inconvenience, it's very easy to show up in relationships where you don't want to be an inconvenience. So I think that's how it affects me. What about you, Mercedes?
For me, I would say it's made me a super understanding person because I've been through so much and seen so much that there's nothing that can surprise me in life. Nothing that I feel is odd or I mean, there's some weirdos, but you know what I mean. But overall, like, I'm just a very open person. Like, if you know me and you know my past relationships, like, very untraditional because I make my own rules, and that's really how I grew up. Like, I really was fending for myself and just figuring it out. And there is no rule book to life, and you just figuring it out on your, along your way. And so that's kind of how I go about my relationships too. I make it whatever I want it to be, whatever we want it to be. Yeah,
that's fair. Did your household teach you how to feel safe emotionally, Mercedes?
No.
Why do you feel that way?
There was none of that talked about or taught. Like, when I say I've been fending for myself since I was a small child,
your life,
I really just had to figure it out. Not until I became an adult, that's when I started going to therapy myself and really exploring my emotions and learning how to handle them. When I got married, that was when I was forced to, because it's like, now I'm putting myself in somebody else's hands, and I want to make sure that he can trust me, and I trust him as well. But yeah, no, that was something I had to learn on my own, baby. We ain't do none of that. When you go up in the hood, there is no, we ain't talk about no feelings, none of that. Yeah, go on, do what you need to do, get the hell on, So no, that was not taught.
Make you feel emotionally safe as a child?
No, absolutely not. Because I raised myself.
Y'all some grown ass kids.
Yeah, we have.
Y'all real Matildas.
Yeah,
tell us about it.
And in my actual household, in the time where I was under my parents, it was kind of just like the stay in a kid's place mentality that African American families have, where you did not have the freedom to really openly express and say how you felt. So I didn't feel safe in that, and because I grew up that way, when I started to go under my own wing, solo, raising myself, I held that in and suppressed a lot. So it wasn't until, I was way, way older where I was like, no, this isn't okay. And learning how to outwardly express. To this day, I still have an issue with expressing emotion. Like, I was just telling somebody, anger is the easiest emotion I can show.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. Anger is the easiest because...
we did just talk about that.
Yeah, because that vulnerability of softness, of hurt and tenderness, like it was no safe space for you to show that. Mm-mm. So it's easier to be angry and just, come off like a wrath than to say, hey, this hurt me, or this is how I feel.
When did you realize that struggle wasn't supposed to be normal in relationships? Like, when did you realize, like, that's probably a little weird?
Yesterday.
I've been saying the past couple years, for real, because I've always seen that with my mom and her relationships. I've seen it with I was raised by my grandparents, but I've always seen it with it. Like, they've never been like a happy couple ever. So I've never seen it before. So I never knew what it was supposed to look like. And so I kind of created my own happiness, my ideal of what happiness looked like. And without struggle, but yeah, that's all I knew. That's all I knew forever.
Okay, so when did you realize struggle was not supposed to be a part of normal relationships?
I feel like I'm a broken record when I say this, but hey, everybody, I was just in a 10-year relationship that I ended last year.
3 days ago.
And I found out, I ain't gonna say I found out last year. I found out probably within the last 3 years of that relationship that I was very much in the twilight zone and it wasn't normal. And I thought that love meant that you just try and fight if you have to, and keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting. And that's a setup.
When you realize you've gone the whole relationship trying to get back to the beginning of the relationship, it's like, we've been trying and fighting for so long, baby, longer than we were happy for. So let's let it go.
Yeah. So that's my answer to that, y'all. I literally woke up one day, probably within the 3rd year prior to actually exiting completely, and was like, what the fuck? So.
See, I feel like I am the complete opposite. Again, because I was raised by women who I've never seen beg, ain't never seen hunting a man down. It's never been any of that. I knew from the jump, ain't none of that shit normal.
But see, it's a clear reflection of our upbringing.
Yeah, I knew from the very jump that struggle love was not normal love. And that's why I was so combative. I was so, gave so much pushback, and why people can't understand how I ended up getting divorced. Because I truly, from the jump, understood, I didn't watch women grow up, arguing men down, and it just was none of that. So for me, struggle love was just never normal. And so if you,
that was my everyday.
So no, what I watched, and I humbly, like what I watched people go through, I knew I could never, because I know my makeup, what I've experienced, and again, people have different levels of trauma that they're able to put up with, and again, that's very dependent on the person. I just knew that wouldn't be for me, because I just never witnessed that growing up, and so very shocking to my system. Like if you yell at my daughter, she would really be looking at you like, "Girl, what?" Like the worst, like, because gotta be smoking crack. No, it's just not something that's normal. So
I want to speak on that. I'm the opposite. Like, I have very independent women in my family. All of us are pretty successful, but I've noticed the pattern of the struggle of that we hold on. And I'm telling you, like, all of us have dealt with it. I've watched it. Aunts, moms, cousins, siblings, whatever you may call it, to the point where, so much to where when I actually left my relationship, it was a moment of like, I was black sheep.
Oh.
Because it's not something they were used to.
You better hold on to that struggle. What's wrong with you?
Maybe generational curses is being broken.
Right, that's a good man.
People did not understand it when I actually left that relationship based on how much history we had, because it hadn't been done before. So, just wanted to speak on it.
Yeah.
Someone asked, did you have any children out of that relationship?
No, I did not. And I feel robbed, because I at least should have had some, but not by him.
No, it's okay. We can lead him. No.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Everything happens for a reason.
When I say everything happens for a reason.
Come on.
So question for you guys. Was affection in your home spoken, shown, or both?
Say it again.
Affection. So day to day, did you get hugs and kisses? Did niggas walk around like, "Oh, I love you"? Like, what was affection like in your home?
None.
Non-existent.
Zero. Non-existent. Yeah.
When I had kids, that's when I found affection, and that I do it so much now. My kids are very affectionate, and so am I. But I didn't have it growing up.
What about your siblings?
And I think I craved it too.
What about your siblings?
No.
Yeah. To this day, on the phone with my siblings, we still like kind of struggle. So we say it now because we lost a sibling. Like we say, "I love you." Like it means a lot. But before then, it used to be like, "Yep, all right, yep, okay, all right, love you right."
I got a sibling. I won't name no names, but she might be sitting behind the camera that hates affection from anybody. But baby, you can touch her elbow like this, and she like, "Oh my God."
I'm gonna hug the hell out of you.
I don't know when my family became over affectionate like we are. Like, I was having a conversation with my grandma, and she was saying, like, she didn't feel like she said she loved us enough growing up. But that is one household that I've never not felt love. Like, you walk in, you just feel it. And so whether
it makes a difference.
Like, you just know, like.
Because you felt that from my grandma, too, but she didn't need to say it. Now, I make everybody say it, and I'm loving on everybody around me. I don't care.
Yes, the people got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so question. Did you grow up seeing women rest or just survive? Like, how often did you see a woman take a break where she like, "I'm taking these shoes off"?
Not never, baby.
I'm going on vacation.
No. And I mean it.
I never seen my mom go on vacation. So I was an adult.
Yep. Neither of my grandmothers, I've never seen them rest. My grandma probably retired, but she still didn't rest.
One of my grandmothers is resting now. She's retired, and she done went back to Jamaica, and she is resting, and I'm really happy for her.
And she just cooking meals.
Yeah. When I come in town, baby, gonna cook me a meal, baby, a 5. She gonna feed me all day, okay? Somebody asked, there was a good question. Can therapy at the beginning of the relationship be more productive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Hell yeah.
You know what? Hell yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
No, honestly.
Projection case in point, they was mad at me for starting podcasts.
We just mad at y'all. Just don't even buy the equipment.
Right.
See, for me,
get them people their shit back.
Back it up.
Get a refund.
No, because y'all be bashing. We don't come on here men bashing.
Facebook engaged at all. We want to make sure we answering questions.
We don't men bash, baby. We come on here and speak our truths.
Okay.
All of us are mothers, yes. Hence the name MILF Ticket. We are all mommies.
But yes, I think that it's part of what helped me understand some of the ebbs and flow in marriage was therapy. Like, we did premarital therapy, like to understand what was to come. And I think that those things definitely helped shape at least staying in it for a long time. And then when it don't make sense, it don't make sense. But you can't do shit
I
about
ain't
that.
do no
Yeah.
pre, but we did some during. It was too late though.
Too late.
It was too late. We were done. It was too late.
Question for you, Mercedes. Was vulnerability something that was taught to you as a strength or a weakness? So coming in with all your feelings,
weakness, for
all
sure.
your emotions, so you was a little weak hoe.
Yeah.
No,
I
emotions. If you showed your emotions,
That's not what you asked.
That was being a weak 304.
Yeah, like in my household, yeah, anybody
terrible.
showing any vulnerability or feelings and shit, yeah, you weak. And don't even mention therapy. That's for crazy folks. That's how it was in my household. Yeah, you did not speak of that shit when we was growing up.
What about you? What did vulnerability do for you?
It was weak. To this, I still struggle with that. Like,
I
being
be
vulnerable, like, it still to me feels like a weakness. I am learning to walk through, talk through, and feel through my emotions and express them openly and outwardly.
But you know
because
it'll
that's a
only
struggle.
feel weak until you find somebody that you truly feel safe with.
Yeah.
It comes from being misunderstood, to be honest with you, and from me. It has a lot to do with me being misunderstood. Like, if I did openly and outwardly express myself, would you feel where I'm coming from? So I kind of suppress and hold it in and just bite my tongue for the most part.
Are you open-minded when, like, say you bring an idea to somebody, you feel in one way, are you open to seeing it from their point of view too, or do you just be like, yeah?
Yeah, very. I think
Okay.
that comes with maturity, and I'm okay with us having completely different perspectives.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. Well, I
Any
guess.
of them married? No, they single.
Why
Of course. Happy
A-Dub! A-Dub! Why would you be here telling our business?
You don't know what we is, Ada. We all have been married before, though.
They single came quick.
Right. Not know they single. Hold on now. Hold on.
It wasn't even up that long ago.
Right.
He probably the other person on the other phone.
Right. Like, come on now.
And see, T-Grip, I think that is a great question. Why do you feel like you have to be strong in the sense of not showing weakness? Like, for me, I am transitioning into a season of understanding that I don't have to be strong.
It was easier for me to show anger. Anger is an easy emotion and a easy way to show vulnerability than actual feelings and saying that I'm hurt or this offended me or this and that. Like, I've learned that that's obviously the incorrect way to show up in the world, but I'm letting you know that being vulnerable was a weakness to me. And as a man, a lot of y'all feel like that. I think it's a very masculine way of thinking, to where you should understand that.
But I think that comes from the spirit of being raised off survival and not
does.
love.
Yes, it
So
does. Exactly.
you are transitioning as a woman who is trying to show up in just love. And I, like, in this season, I refuse to do anything in survival mode. There's not many things you can convince me to be a part of that makes me feel like I'm still surviving. Either it's thriving in love or I don't want no parts. But as somebody who's went through life trying to just survive, it's just a survival technique.
I'm different now. I'm very vulnerable. I be crying over everything too.
He said, is it problematic for you to show you need your significant other? Absolutely not.
No.
I'm one of those that
Absolutely
need my
not.
man.
I need my
I
man.
need my
Real
man,
bad.
baby.
Every day.
Real
Need him.
bad.
Every day. And I ain't got a problem telling them that.
No.
Every day.
So question for you ladies. Were you taught to be chosen or to choose yourself? So do you show up in a way where you are presenting yourself to, be chosen by a man? Or every day do you show up in a way where it's like, I'm only going to worry about myself if this nigga come along cool? Like, what is your perspective? Because I feel like, let me give some background. I feel like some women are raised with the idea of all you need to do is date to pursue a man. And the whole life is built around being a good wife, a good mother, and the life that you can build for this man. Other women
I
are
feel
raised
like
in a way
other
where it's
races are raised that
and
way.
I'm trying not to put a race to it.
I
But
know, but I feel that way.
Some of us are raised in a way that you are raised to look after yourself.
You're groomed.
Literally,
You're
like
groomed
the whole
to
life is
be
built in a way
married.
where you need to make sure you got your own bag, your own anything in case anything falls through. Mm-hmm. Where do you feel like you fall on that spectrum? Do you feel like you were raised in a way that you need to show up as the good wife, or you need to show up as the good provider?
I was raised in a way where I had to show up as a good provider.
Right.
But now that I've unlearned that, like, I am the one that's choosing. Like, if you hear You here. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. I'm going to be straight regardless.
Come on, straight with a K. Like her.
I was definitely raised, I wasn't taught any damn thing, but I was raised, you know, the survival.
Picking up what they was putting
Yeah,
down,
the
what they was putting
survival
down.
in me is like, I got to get my own, like, to be straight, regardless of if a man comes along or not. But now, baby, forget all that. Listen, I'll let you take care of me any day. Choose. You can come choose.
I feel like it was a combination of both. I promise y'all, my mom was probably in the streets, but she never let people play with her. She would be doing what she do. Somebody take care of 6 of her kids by herself, and it was gonna be that. So I don't know. Like, I think I've seen both sides of it, but for the most part, it literally is to show up in a way that where you take care of yourself. My grandma was intentional about sending everybody to college, making sure everybody had,
I love that.
you know, like she was just very intentional
that
about
girl.
what our future was going to be like.
Let me tell you what my grandma asked me when I was 16.
What's she saying?
She said, "Why you ain't got no kids yet? You don't drink or smoke or nothing? You don't want to?"
How do you show up as a woman who was raised off survival that's craving love? Like, how do you show up in that? What's your dating style like? And how do you like correct some of that shit when, you know, these men just trying to love on you and the whole time you just trying to survive through today?
Well, first I had to come out of that hyper independence. And that to me is a little bit of vulnerability to where I can say, hey, I need, or can you, or this is how I feel. That is kind of how I show up, by being a little more open with my feelings and my needs, and being open to receive the help that I'm kind of asking for.
I like it.
Emotionally, mentally, financially, whatever.
I don't really know, man. Because these days I've been told I act like a man. So
Do you?
I've been getting told that.
Okay.
But I be feeling like I'm being a girl.
Just a girl.
I be feeling like I'm
She
being
want to be a girl.
I
Maybe
don't know.
listen.
Maybe because I just be, I don't know. I just, like, if you do some crazy, goofy shit, then I'm going to leave it where it's at. And I don't, maybe that comes off as a little masculine. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know how I show up. I don't know.
That's what the
Tell me, what you think? How you think I show up from observing me? Y'all know
From
me.
the outside looking in.
Yeah. How you think I show up?
I feel like because you are hyper independent, and no, not in a bad way, like genuinely just
a boss.
you are everybody's boss at work.
Mm-hmm.
You taking care of these bald-headed ass kids by yourself. Her kids actually got a couple strands of hair, so they're really not even bald-headed. But you're taking care of these bald-headed ass kids by yourself. I think naturally in relationships, like even on a podcast, we had to discuss, like, bitches, you the host or we don't. Like, I think that naturally
She's a leader.
you show up in a way that leads.
Yeah.
And I think the type of man that you need has to be
Very secure.
literally very secure in the idea of two bosses being in one relationship.
Yeah.
Unless he got enough money to retire you from your bossism
Yeah.
and then can
Yeah.
replace the lifestyle. Because I also know, like, I've paid attention. I think that you truly want to be a little baby who listens, who genuinely wants to just take the load off. Nobody wants to have to do everything.
My ex-husband was the boss in our relationship until he wasn't, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
so I think that you
it does.
want those things. I just think that
You got to be safe enough. A man has to
Absolutely.
come along
And the
make you safe
responsibility
enough
is
to take
still
that
there
off.
for
and
you,
that's
so.
kind of how I show up too. I get it.
Absolutely.
He said, if your man has came home from a hard day, how would you comfort him? And that was from T Grip, I believe.
You don't want to
See,
know.
I am a bad hunting,
Yeah.
foot rubbing,
I
dinner
will rub a foot.
cooking.
I will
What?
wash a
I'm
foot.
a rub a foot, wash
I
a
will
foot,
rub a
cook
back.
dinner.
I'm gonna feed
I'ma do
you.
that.
I'm
Whatever
gonna do
whatever
all the
needs to be
things.
done, we doing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you coming in here with this 50-50 shit, you really stressing us out. Just
Right.
know.
And I want to make
We're
sure
not doing that.
And I want to let you know that submission is a double-edged sword, baby. It goes both ways.
It's
So
what
don't
I'm
come in here with that, because I got a whole lot to say about it.
It's real strict around here.
As someone who takes care of the bills and the miscellaneous, I really want to recharge. I fight all day. That's right.
Yes,
Yeah,
your
it should
home is
be.
supposed to be your safe
Yeah, a
space where you
safe
get to be
space.
soft. You got to be tough in the
Space.
world all day, every day, baby. When you come here,
Dark skin Nisha
lay your
said,
head
"What
down."
up are you like?"
Did
Did I read that?
We know her is so sick. No, money does not make a man valuable. Not to me. It's not the only thing you can have to make you valuable.
I mean, there's some there.
I mean, $2. What
What does it say? Does money make a
There's
man
something.
valuable?
A little bit.
Yeah, there's
No,
some value there.
It's
Just a little bit.
It's not enough.
Look, I did this with Nisha.
What generational lessons are you intentionally breaking in dating and motherhood? So, as it pertains to love and survival, what are you
ain't gotta do it all.
trying to break when it comes down to them bald-headed ass kids and the cheating ass niggas?
You do not have to do it all, baby. Your partner is there to help you.
Ooh,
rely
you
on
a
them.
little help.
Yeah, rely on them.
Okay.
For real. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it gets heavy. Like doing it all by yourself, and even when you got a partner, like I was doing that for a minute too. I had a husband and was still trying to do everything. No, that breaks you for real. You lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I want to teach my children, be your partner's other half.
Yeah.
As I'm seeing your notifications go off on your phone, I'm like, these people would never respond to me, so I just don't think it's my phone. That's fair. Okay, let's bring it over here. What generational curses do you feel like you're intentionally breaking when it comes down to dating and motherhood?
To not stick around when you are no longer being respected or you're no longer happy. That's something that I've seen in my family happen time and time again, and I'm teaching my daughter, get up out of there. Like
Out of there.
Get up out of there early, never late. And then not to overwork herself. My daughter sees me work my butt off, but she also sees me vacation and play really hard. So that's something I'm showing her, that you don't have to just break your back to no, avail. You can enjoy life just as much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it's show up for yourself and everybody else will follow. If the people love you enough, they will find a way to fall in line. Like, find the things that make you happy, and the people who love you enough will make shit make sense for you. And that's in dating. That's in me trying to raise these kids. I literally just do the shit that makes me happy. And I don't do, self-detrimental stuff. I don't do things that I think will harm my children or, stuff that I feel like would be frowned upon. But for the most part, I do the shit that makes me happy.
Absolutely. Yeah. As you should.
And life is just not that deep. Enjoy your moments. Do the shit that, makes sense for you. And yeah, no, it's been working out pretty well for me.
Mr. President said, if money makes a man valuable, does your eye wonder when you see a guy with more money?
No.
No. And first of all, I want to really reiterate that all of us are very successful women, right?
Yeah.
Where we have our own money. So a man having money is only a portion of what makes him kind of check a couple of our boxes.
It only really be appealing to the broke hoes.
And then I think y'all forget that you can still have money and be corny as fuck.
And that's the point. No, that's the
and
point
very
I was going to
unattractive.
make when it comes down to literally this exact topic, being raised off love and being raised off survival. There are men who have money who was genuinely raised off love. They know how to be generous. They know how to save. They know how to show up for people. They know how to, they understand a good relationship with money. There are men who was strictly raised off survival. They're going to spend every single dollar just to try to prove that they got it. They're going to try to stunt, flaunt, try to buy you, all type of shit, literally because they don't know the difference between raised off love and being raised off survival. When you find pockets of love, the way you show up in your money is completely different than how you show up being raised off survival. And so, I just think that all plays back into this conversation.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel guilty for wanting to ease, soften, or pleasure your own personal life? Like, do you ever feel just like, this is bad, I probably should?
My mind went somewhere else.
No,
pleasure.
you're so funny.
I know. I got a dirty mind,
You be
y'all.
trying to ease, pleasure?
Yeah, I do that all for myself.
She like, be real soft.
Please oneself.
She be in there like,
I play the guitar, baby. I play the guitar.
Okay, soft strokes, long strokes. We love that for you.
oh my God.
I can't stand
it. Okay, what's the question? Do you ever feel guilty for wanting to ease, soften, or pleasure yourself in your own personal life? Mercedes.
No, I don't feel guilty. I used to when I was married and I was so consumed in my ex-husband's life and the kids' life that I lost myself, then I would feel guilty for stuff like that. So when we went our separate ways, that was one of the things I promised myself, that I would start going easy on myself and really taking care of me. And so now, no, baby, I don't feel guilty at all. Mm-mm.
No, I feel you, official. He said that the question is framed
It's
wild as
framed
hell.
It is. The question is wild. It is wild.
I set her up. That was bad. That was
My,
bad.
and if y'all know me, I'm gonna say, as soon as she read it, I'm like, yeah, I be doing that. Listen, I indulge a little bit.
You ate that little one thing.
One thing, everything else. Shut your
do you ever feel guilty
No.
for on an easeful life?
No.
Misty?
No, I don't feel guilty at all. And I only got one piece of churn, so we be doing stuff together. And if I'm not with her, I have no problem, making sure that I please myself.
We love a self-pleaser, okay? Love somebody who know how to please
Nice and
themselves.
I don't even know why we asked.
Don't ask me. No, ma'am.
Listen.
I live a life of ease, pleasure, and softness, and I don't feel bad about it. At the end of the day, I work hard.
You start.
I take care of the people around me. There's nobody around me who lacks, not mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. Like, I pour out. And so the shit that I expect back, no, baby, I don't.
Yeah.
Thank you,
feel
Mr.
guilty at all.
President.
Right.
Thank you. All right. So, is your love language based on what you lacked or what you learned?
It's based on what I lacked.
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure.
My love
sure.
language
Based off what you lacked
is
or
based
what you
off of
learned.
what
Yeah.
I lacked.
Okay.
Yes, I am the most affectionate person that I know.
Because you lacked that.
Because I lacked it. And I'm like that with my child. I'm like that in relationships. I show up that way because I know what it feels to not have it. So I overly give it, overly exude
All of that. The I love yous, the affection,
the kisses all over your face.
the exploring your emotions and it's absolutely what I lacked.
Yeah, see, I think it's a combination for me. It's what I lacked and what I learned.
You're a combo ass bitch.
I love bitch.
I promise you.
It's look, if I got the hooks, I'm getting,
Even
I'm
asshole.
getting the fish, I'm getting a catfish and chicken combo, bitch. You think
Combo
you better than
ass hoe.
me?
You think you better than us?
She a monster. I'm a twofer, okay?
Not a two.
Listen.
Nisha, twofer. Nisha know what that means. I'm a twofer.
Gooder and gooder, okay?
Tamara is a perfect representation of right there in between.
She is. She is.
know.
She is. Absolutely. We say that all the time. Misty's the sweet one, super sweet, girly girl.
I want to read your
I'm the wild card.
story. What you post? Do you ever withdraw your affection as punishment? Ooh, you little evil B words. Do you withdraw affection as punishment?
No, because even when I'm mad, I still want to be on you. I still want to be touched. I want to, I don't withdraw it at all.
Yep. Put
I
your
crave
leg
it
on
more.
my leg
I crave it more
so
if
we can go to
anything.
sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know from you, Magnificent. Do you withdraw affection as punishment? I think that is the meanest shit you can do.
Yeah.
I feel abused.
It is
As
abuse.
somebody who
It's
is raised
abuse.
off
It's
survival,
It triggers
abuse.
me.
you withdrawing love
It
from me
triggers
in that
me.
way
Yeah.
literally makes me feel like you hate me and you never wanted to be with me to begin with.
So a person I was dating recently did that to me one night. We got into it or whatever. He tried to turn over, like he want to touch me or whatnot. And it triggered me in a way. And I expressed it, fixed it right away. But I didn't realize how much it would trigger me. Like, how dare you try to punish me by taking your foot away? What? How dare you? Like, I'm not asking for much. Get that crusty ass toe back over here.
Okay,
Like,
so let me ask you this. When, if ever, have you experienced love without conditions? Where you ain't surviving, you're literally just experiencing love.
I don't think
Now-
I've had it. No, I haven't had it yet.
Now.
Okay, we're experiencing love without conditions. Why? What makes it different in this season?
Because the expectation is for there to be no expectation. So we are just openly experiencing each other in all of our seasons. And it's very beautiful.
I love
and-
that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
We
love that
this
for my
for
girl.
you. We do.
Now we need an old country man. What they got?
What the old country man got?
What they got at the city?
And how old? When you say old country man, we just want to know,
Right.
like, what's the age limit to that?
Okay. Make sure y'all loving the live.
Yeah.
Follow MILF Ticket Podcast. We here every Thursday.
It is.
Go.
No, I'm going to give
So-
you one last question. So, if survival was your blueprint, what's your new foundation?
Love. Love, 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 love. That is literally, I mean, I'm a single mother of one. So that is one thing I have really established in my household with my daughter. Like love, love, love. I want her to exude nothing but that. I want her to definitely be firm in all the areas where she should, but love is what the foundation is built
Absolutely.
off of.
I agree.
She don't know what survival is. Okay, she got street smarts and everything. She got a mama from the south side of
My
Chicago.
daughter ain't got no street smarts.
Yeah,
Annoying.
she got a mama from the south side of Chicago, but I have really redesigned my lineage for my daughter and my future grandchildren. So
Sure. It's definitely love for me too.
Is it love for you?
Yeah.
See, I think it's a combination of both for me. Obviously, I'm not, bitch. Judge yourself. I'm not creating struggles, but I need my kids to understand like what it's like to survive. I feel like you can't pass on struggles.
Yeah.
And so to raise healthy, well-rounded children who can really show up in this world, who's not entitled, who doesn't think that, you know, the world just gives them shit. Part of that has to create little, you know, little situations that give you
create
some survival.
scenarios. I create scenarios for my kids, little fun shit, just to see if they can survive through it.
Like I will do simulations if I have to make a nigga survive. But what I'm not gonna do is raise kids who thinks that the world is butterflies and rainbows and that everybody's gonna love them how I love them. Baby, it gets rough.
We gonna hurt feelings in my house, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because nobody's gonna cut you slack in the real world.
Nobody. So no, I try to balance out the two for sure. So
I think the MILF ticket of the night is
the MILF ticket?
To stop judging people that was raised on survival and stop just learn a little more about that person instead of placing a negative threshold over being raised on survival, because we are the most passionate, most loving people you will ever freaking meet. And I ain't talking about the ones that beat your grandma over the head and still
okay, because that's
coin
different.
Purse. Right. I ain't talking about them.
Was she still? What they still?
The coin purse.
Okay, period. This man said it's still the coin purse. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the MILF ticket of the night. Stop this madness. I hate this topic,
Not
but
this
I wanted
madness.
to give it to y'all.
No,
At
I
once.
really love
Yes.
this topic.
Stop this, man.
Yeah.
I think that we are all raised very differently, so.
But it makes such a dope little,
Little trio.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if she didn't want me to say it the first time, I'm gonna say it this time. Love on the MILF this week, even if it's just yourself.
Okay.
Period. All right.
Love y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel.